My review of Mission Impossible, Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning. There's no number. Yeah. Mission Impossible well, I guess it is the 7th. Whatever. Ethan Hunt, he's back, he's in the saddle again. He's ready to tackle more missions that may or may not be impossible. For the amount of missions that Ethan has done and completed, where he took the idea that this mission itself, inherently, it's impossible. There's no way it could be done. There's no way, it's impossible. And then Ethan Hunt gets it done. You'd think they'd change the name. Mission
Possible.
This mission, like every other mission, if Ethan Hunt does something insane, it is possible for it to work. Ethan Hunt faces off against AI. And the AI is like Skynet, it's self-aware, it's created, it's created by humans and it turns on the humans. I mean, how many movies do we gotta make about AI turning against us before we're wary of the AI in our goddamn phones you're holding right now? So Ethan Hunt faces off against AI, an AI that can tell the future based on every possible decision that you've ever made in your life. The algorithm will calculate all the possibilities and it can tell the future as a result. And as a result of that, all the governments of the world want to take hold of this and control it. But Ethan Hunt is the only one that wants to stop it. It's Tom Cruise's entire criticism of the film industry in general put to use in a Mission Impossible movie where he uses real stunts and also CGI to combat this CGI-laden fuckfest that happens in movie theaters as of late. He's really jumping off of a bike, off of a ramp built on a mountain, and he skydives down to a train. There's trains. What is it about this year in movies where almost every movie lately that I've seen has a fight on a train?
What's that about?
Ethan Hunt is facing off against an enemy that could pretty much calculate his every single move, his team's every move, the move of all of the other governments around the world, everyone in place, what they're gonna do, how they're gonna do it, when they're gonna do it, and it puts itself in a position to win. In these scenarios, Ethan and his team are up against the wall. And they really gotta do a lot of improving because the entity, which is what it's called in the movie, is basically it's God, and it basically tells you what you can and can't, what you are about to do, so you don't do it, and you're second guessing yourself the entire way through. It's pretty crazy. But the one thing that apparently the AI wasn't ready for was the hero of the movie, Ethan Hunt, who is, from all accounts in the movie, unpredictable. The man is so crazy, like Tom Cruise himself.
He is so crazy
that the AI willfully underestimates just how unpredictable the man is. And that's what's so exciting about this movie in general, is that I think this is the most Tom Cruise Ethan Hunt has ever been. You can see how Tom Cruise thinks of himself through the guise of Ethan Hunt. And Ethan Hunt being the one man on the planet so unpredictable that the AI just doesn't know what to do with him and is scared of Ethan Hunt. I think it just feels like that's how Tom Cruise thinks about himself. That if God literally came down from the clouds and decided he was gonna decimate planet Earth, Tom Cruise would be like,
"Not today, God."
Tom Cruise is gonna kill God, is what he's trying to say in Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning. There's the practical effects and the story beats and all of this sort of feel very similar to Fallout, which I think broke the mold in the Mission Impossible stuff. Like, all the Mission Impossible movies were good and fun, but nothing was quite as captivating as Fallout. I thought Fallout was probably the next to this first one, Fallout is probably the best Mission Impossible movie that he's ever made. And then you have this one, so you have to now try to... It's hard not to compare them because so many of the beats feel very similar. There is a sequence in an airport that I thought was really awesome. But this is the one where they're running around so much makes more sense. Like the fact that they have to go to each different new location that they do in all these movies makes more sense because the AI is basically stronghold them into maneuvering, and they have to constantly be moving. If they don't keep moving, the AI has got them trapped, so they can't stop. They can't stop, they won't stop, and Tom Cruise keeps on running. But this movie, globetrotting, it feels like they're trying to wrap up Ethan Hunt's story in the Mission Impossible franchise. I hope they don't make any more Mission Impossible movies without Tom Cruise. I can't see watching Mission Impossible 10 with Jeremy Renner. I just don't do that. Please
don't do that.
Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning, I had a lot of fun with it. Everyone is great in the movie. Some of the pacing in this movie is sort of off. There's a car chase sequence in Rome, I think goes on for way too long. Like, it's just so absurdly long for no reason, and there's a lot of the same, this person's attached to this person and then they get away, and then this person's with the same person and then they get away again, and then it's a cat and mouse game but in the same scene. Haley Atwell is a great addition to the movie as her thief character. Everybody who surrounds Ethan is great. Simon Pegg, Ving Rhames, they're back. Rebecca Ferguson, they're best friends. They're like family. It feels like a giant fuck you to the Fast and Furious movies and Vin Diesel. Like, hey, we're gonna do your movie, but way better. The villain is cool. He's I like his serious hamminess. He's real. This guy loves the Entity. He is a huge fan. They do some retcons with the bad guy to make him a bad guy from Ethan's past that we never got to see. I don't really like when they do that in movies where they're like, here's a thing that happened a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away, in a movie you've never seen, in a situation that's never presented itself. So it's a brand new scenario that we then have to try to understand with little information that is somehow going to affect all of the events happening right now. Which, fine, whatever, but I would have loved if they somehow made it part of the first movie, or they took elements from the first movie, the second movie, one of them, and been like, this part, remember this part? It's in the movie and it's huge and it's been biding its time until right now. But my all-time favorite character is Mantis. The woman who plays Mantis in Guardians of the Galaxy, she's in this as Paris. She speaks French and she whoops ass. She's awesome. She's my favorite character they've ever made for a movie in this franchise, so I love her. I want more of her. I wish she was in earlier movies so we could see her. She's just fucking awesome. I love her to death. I just want more. Bring me Mantis.
Bring me more Mantis.
The train sequence was really exciting. It felt very second Uncharted game. All of that practical effects. I love when they do practical effects, and I love that Tom Cruise is like, fuck CGI, except we need it when we're trying to disguise the ramp that he drove off in as a mountain peak that points out and can perfectly shoot you up and out of this mountain, and we're gonna crash a real train. Here's me really on a motorcycle. I mean, I love Tom Cruise on a motorcycle, going fast and going crazy. He's
so crazy.
And he's fun to watch. So Dead Reckoning, I loved it to death. I think these movies get better and better as they go along, with some caveats, like, just Fallout was so good that you can't help but compare the two, and I still like Fallout better. So with that, even though this movie's still good, still great, I still love it, I still think it's awesome, I'm gonna say Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning Part 1, I give it an 8 out of 10. Would I watch this movie again? Fuck yes, I would. I would watch this movie a million times because they're all just great in their own way. I love them all, even the worst ones. I just watched Mission Impossible 3 recently, and there's parts of that where you watch the movie, you're like, huh, there's not a lot to this movie. It's still fun as shit. So all the Mission Impossible movies are great and crazy, and that's what I love most, and that's all I want, is great and crazy. And this movie is great and crazy. Well, what did you guys think of the movie? Did I get it right? Did I get it wrong? Leave it in the comment section below. Also, like the video. Give it a thumbs up. Why not? What else you got going on? Like it. Subscribe to the channel since you're already here. Why not? You'll get more movie reviews. You got comedy related videos, podcast stuff. It's a whole mixed bag of shit. Subscribe to my channel. You won't be disappointed. I promise you. Well, I'm not gonna make that promise.